Dear human being, beloved soul, I welcome you to my podcast series, Conversations with the Universe. After a near-death experience, my perception of our human existence changed profoundly. I became more sensitive, with all our known senses. I feel more intensely, see people with different eyes, and often take a different perspective on life and our challenges. In my books, I share these altered perspectives and all the knowledge that has flowed through me since my near death and thus record it. For all those who are searching for something more, for the meaning of our existence here on Mother Earth. And it is now a great pleasure for me to share this knowledge with you in this way as a supplement to my books. This season I am dedicating myself to my very first work, the basics of being. I wish you many wonderful insights on your path. Thank you. Love.
Nothing in your life just happens by chance. You already know what variety of laws are at work and surrounding you. You know about the power of your thoughts and the interplay of this power with the other laws. And so, it is almost a logical conclusion that your body does not have the shape and appearance it has just by chance. Thoughts form matter. Your body is matter, so thoughts also form your body. Imagine that your parents are the batter in my illustration. The laws of nature are the cake tin, and your thoughts are the hands of the Creator. This means that every person looks different because a different thought pattern is always shaping matter. For example, observe someone who always laughs and someone who always walks through the world frowning and doubting. Over time, the laughing person will have completely different wrinkles than the doubter. The doubter's face will tend to be grim, the smiler's will tend to form friendly features. And so it is with everything on your body. It starts with the thoughts you think. And you think these thoughts because of who you are and who you are. If you are anxious, they are anxious thoughts. If you are not, they are powerful, energizing thoughts. And these thoughts show you. They betray you. If someone is not happy, they can laugh as much as they like, but the cells don't laugh, and therefore neither does the person as a whole. If people are unhappy with themselves and the life situations they have got themselves into, you can often observe how the body creates a kind of protection in the form of fat. Usually around the abdominal area, the fat cells are filled with thoughts and grow into what is known as grief fat. These are also creations of the mind. Matter formed purely from the power of thought and belief patterns as well as the person's emotional world. The mobility of the spirit can often be seen in the mobility of the body. You remember the higher speed of the energies in the subtle energy worlds. And only the energies produce the forms of matter. The flexibility of the consciousness of this energy changes with the speed of the energies. An inert spirit, an unconscious, stubborn person, has a different body than an alert, flexible spirit. The speed of the energies, and thus the flexibility of the consciousness, clearly characterize the forms, but also the movements of the body. The will to live is also a spiritual force. If this will to live diminishes, the power of the body is lost. The conscious or unconscious intention of no longer wanting to live begins to deform matter, in the form of illnesses that are considered difficult to cure, and to shape it in that these people refuse to move or let themselves go. The cause of every deformation in and on you are your thoughts. They are the expression of your level of consciousness. If you are aware of this tool, then you move differently because you move more consciously. Someone who knows that this is the case will try to work on their posture, walk upright, and move thoughtfully and respectfully. The word thoughtful comes very close to the meaning I want to outline here. Everyone has a certain basic tension in their body, but this is expressed differently in a person who consciously acts out of connection than in a person who is not aware of themselves and their connection. Depressed, anxious, doubtful, and insecure people will feel less body tension than strong, upright, and brisk walkers. Body tension and body shapes are an indication of the awareness of the being that resides within. I'm not talking about tension, but about a conscious posture. conscious action in matter, conscious movements down to the smallest parts of the body. You can not only move your fingers consciously, but even your eyebrows, ears, eyelids, and every muscle. And the more conscious you are of all these body parts, the more consciously you can move them. And when this awareness has penetrated every last cell, then you are the master of your body's movements and not your body of you. From this moment on, you feel your body in every cell. Being aware of every cell means feeling the life in it, consciously experiencing the tension of the energies in the cells. And this body tension shapes your entire posture, which is ultimately what your fellow human beings perceive. If you change your inner attitude towards life and people, your posture will also change. Pay attention to the people around you, take a close look at their posture, and you will soon know who they are. Are their shoulders slouching? What weight is the other person carrying that they can't shed? Are their steps shuffling across the floor? What does this person have the strength for if they can't even lift their own legs? Are their arms hanging down uncoordinated? What or who can this person give themselves to, if not even themselves? Look at the faces. Just a glance at the eyes shows you whether the being behind them is characterized by animalistic thinking or whether conscious being shines through those eyes. Are the facial muscles tight or do they hang limply? I could go on with these examples forever. These are the first steps in the teaching of the conscious forming of cells. This applies to everything we call the body. Some of you will now ask about the sporting exercises that we do every day in fitness centers around the world or in the park around the corner. First of all, the above applies. If a person manages to maintain this inner tension of consciousness, then they save around 50% of the time that others have to spend in the fitness center to train their muscles. The other 50%, however, is actually the genes, our animal, which was given to us based on the genetic makeup of our parents and guardians, and it is firmly anchored in how active your body's metabolism can be. There is an indicator for this. For example, if you put on weight faster than others, you have a rather passive metabolism. If you don't put on weight as quickly, you have an active cycle. And now it is important to optimally support this basic equipment with sports exercises as required. Your inner attitude will always be visible on the outside. Everything you think and do now will form matter through consistency over time. This means that what you actually are will express itself over time through your body. In your words, your gestures, your posture, your walk, and your movements. I would even go so far as to say that every profession is a conglomeration of a very specific field of consciousness. A person with a very specific field of consciousness wants to become a judge, for example. Another person who has a completely different consciousness finds it very difficult to judge others because he would always look at what has happened from a completely different perspective, from a different space of consciousness than the judge. Yet another person wants nothing to do with any of this at all and wants to focus exclusively on themselves. This basic attitude is very important in order to feel comfortable in a monastery and experience fulfillment there. And yet, another person doesn't want to have to think much at all about what they are doing and therefore seeks out a structure that communicates their tasks by command. We find someone like this in the army. Your body is the tool of your life. It is both a vessel and a shaper. You can shape your body through your thoughts and your will. It is a tool for forming, shaping, and creating in matter. Become aware of yourself. Thought hygiene is the body hygiene of the mind. Become aware of the tension of life and therefore the tension of your body, and begin to change your inner and outer attitude towards life. Breathe consciously, eat consciously, drink consciously, be consciously, and your body will reward you with completely new, mind-expanding perceptions. Because your body is a key on the path to yourself. Recognize it, and you will recognize yourself. Love it, and you will love yourself. Use it and your life will become creative. Every person reveals through their way of life, and above all, through the responsibility that goes hand in hand with their work, from which consciousness, i.e. with which inner attitude, they work on this earth. Let us summarize. Your consciousness is the sea of your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your inner attitude. This attitude allows you to make decisions. And these decisions lead to actions. How you do something shapes not only what you do, but also yourself. That is why it is important that you always keep an open mind and thus remain alert. Here too, it is the first step towards making the right decisions. You are what you do, because what you do, and above all, how you do it, is the translation for the being behind it. And I would like to remind you to join our community Spine. We are a community that wants to help you live a healthier life, practice your spirituality, and expand your consciousness. We help you find and connect with healers around the world, and we help you give your life a new meaning in different ways. We are Spine, connections that help.